start with the headlines. President Tinubu approves inland dry port in Ogun, Oyo for job creation. Federal government says visa applications to go online before March the 1st. And Aviation Minister Keyamo backs full takeoff of commercial, non-commercial flights at Ekiti Cargo Airport. Many thanks for joining us on News Express this evening. My name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. We begin the news from the presidency, where President Bola Tinubu has approved the establishment and development of Inland Dry Port (IDP) in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State, and Moniya in Oyo State, as part of his efforts to reduce congestion within seaports in Lagos, eliminate chronic delays, and boost the nation's economy. The inland dry port, when completed, would generate jobs for the teeming youth of Ogun and Oyo states and other states in the western part of the country. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, disclosed this in Abuja yesterday during the 2025 budget defense of the Joint Committee of the Senate on Marine Transport and House of Representatives Committee on Port and Harbour Maritime Safety, Education and Administration, Inland Waterways and Shipping Services. Oyetola said the IDPs are targeted for fast-tracked delivery to decongest the Western port system and design consultancies for the projects are ongoing. In the same vein, President Bola Tinubu has approved a federal polytechnic, Gwarimpa, one of the largest estates in the nation's capital. In a letter dated January 16, 2025 and addressed to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, the Minister of Education Tunji Alausa said the federal government had approved the establishment of Bola Ahmed Tinubu Polytechnic, Gwarimpa, to promote the technological, vocational and entrepreneurial training in line with the national policy on education. The Education Minister, in a letter he presented, personally signed, requested Wike to suggest the proposed locations for the temporary and permanent site in Gwarimpa for the takeoff of the institution. The minister said the technical team from the Federal Ministry of Education and the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) would be visiting the sites and inspect the recommended locations, adding that based on the report to be presented by the team, the approval will be given. And to the National Assembly, the Nigerian Senate has suspended the 2025 budget defense for the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation, OAGF. The development may result to zero allocation to the OAGF, as the Senate has earlier scheduled Wednesday, 22nd of January 2025 as deadline for budget defense to pave way for Committee on Appropriation and harmonized report from various committees. Chairman of Senate Committee on Public Accounts, Senator Ahmed Wadada, sent the Auditor General, S.K. Chira, an esteemed parking due to ill preparation and lack of diligent handling of his document. Chira appeared before the Senate Committee unprepared and could not answer questions posed to him concerning the 2024 budget performance of his office. Angad stirred up as a copy of the budget document being read by the Auditor General was different from copies made available to the committee members. The federal government has said all visa applications will go online before March 1st. According to Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunjojo, who disclosed this in an interview yesterday, there is also now a centralized visa approval center that has merged the visa regime to ensure uniformity, enhance national security and reduce corruption. He said the Visa Approval Center is also an achievement for the Bola Tinubu administration. According to him, the development will stem corruption, stating that before March 1st, all visa application systems will be online to ensure proper vetting. The Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NIT, has endorsed the 2024 tax reform bill currently being debated at the National Assembly. This was made known in a press statement by NIT's Communication and Stakeholders Management AG Director Obiageli issued yesterday. NATI in the memo on its position signed by its executive secretary Orji Ogbonaya said and addressed to the leadership of the National Assembly and chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, which is leading the reform process, identified areas needed to improve the policy gaps in the bill. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, has decried the way the prevailing security challenges have ravaged Zamfara communities and hamper agricultural production, thereby aggravating hunger and poverty in the agrarian state. Former Anambra State Governor stated these when he paid a condolence visit to the Emir of Gusau and the people of Zamfara State in Gusau yesterday. His trip to the northwestern state followed the military strikes in the Tongankara community in the Maradin local government area, which claimed about 16 lives. Obi was represented by spokesperson for the Labour Party, Tanko Yunusa, expressed concerns that people who were supposed to be protected were the ones who lost their lives. Obi attributed hunger and unemployment as factors responsible for the prevailing insecurity bedeviling Zamfara and the country at large, pointing out that if there is prosperity in the land, security will become easy. You're still listening to News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Idoikiti still to come. Aviation Minister Festus Keyamo backs full takeoff of commercial, non-commercial flight in Ekiti Cargo Airport. Please stay with us.
Top stories, real voices
have arrived in Lagos, according to authorities in Nigeria.
Tune in to Adamimogo 107.7 FM for a fresh perspective on news. Adamimogo 107.7 FM, the voice of the light.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us again. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook via Adamimogo 107.7 FM Idoekiti. For happenings around you or news and queries, please contact our newsroom on 0811 801 8242. Now to the rest of the news. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has expressed confidence on the functionality and full takeoff of the Ekiti Agro Allied International Cargo Airport at Doekiti for commercial and non-commercial air services. Keyamo gave the affirmation during the final tour of facilities within the cargo airport. Ekiti State Governor Oladoyin Ayegbusi, technical advisor on airport project Sunday Makinde, and other state officials joined the minister during the facility tour. Briefing journalists after the inspection, Keyamo commended Governor Ayegbusi's resilience to ensuring that the airport meets global standards. Also said the facilities put in place at the airport had clearly shown that Ekiti was set to take the lead in cargo air traffic services.
Allied Airport is good, 99.5% readiness for full commercial operations. I'm sure you have seen that we have gone around. The basic requirements for the takeoff of an airport are here. You have the fire station, you have the navigational aid already installed at the tower. You have all the security equipment in place, security cameras and everything in place. The runway we have here is of international standards, and you can see how big the airport is, so you back as much as
Governor Oladoyin Ayegbusi thanked President Bola Tinubu, Areafe Babalola, former Governor Kadi Fahimi, and relevant bodies in the aviation sector for ensuring that the airport project was realizable. He noted that the completion and takeoff of operations at the airport was part of gains of democracy, saying the airport will boost the state's economy, especially in the agri sectors. The governor called for proper maintenance of the facilities therein. Meanwhile, a public affairs analyst Asiwaju Oladimeji has commended the Ekiti State government on its completion of the Agro-Allied International Cargo Airport, labeling it as one of Nigeria's best airports. Asiwaju featured today on Adamimogo FM's Current Affairs show. The follow-up highlighted the airport's potential to provide adequate airline services for tourists, students, agriculturalists, investors and other individuals who can contribute to the state's economic progress.
How many people that would have loved to come to Upward for edge tourism? They need to do certain checks off, they need to do this, they need to do that, and they would have loved to come by flights. So I'm giving you this background so that you understand the importance of what that airport can be. So if by my analysis, you can see, now let's now go back to our Greek.
Also speaking on the operations of the law enforcement agencies, especially in regards to the recent killing of an officer of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, by a suspected internet fraudster during an operation in Anambra State, the analyst emphasized that while law enforcement agents have the authority to make arrests, they must operate within the bounds of the law to avoid embarrassment. In addition, Asiwaju shared his insights on global affairs, particularly the presidency of Donald Trump. This is as he believes the new U.S. president is prioritizing U.S. progress, and his inaugural speech outlined a promising plan for the country. Still in Ekiti State, Governor Oladoyin Ayegbusi has condemned the reported cases of looting of property by some unscrupulous elements during the midnight fire outbreak that surged the Igede Ekiti today and engulfed multi-million naira property. The governor promised to investigate the masterminds of the looting and bring them to justice. Ayegbusi said this in Igede Ekiti during his visit to the spot of the fire outbreak that engulfed two buildings comprising 6 shops and other residential apartments. The inferno, which started around 1:30 a.m., razed down 2 buildings and destroyed property worth millions of naira before the men of the Ekiti State Fire Service intervened to rescue the situation. Addressing the victims, Ayegbusi, represented by the Deputy Governor, Chief Mrs. Monisari Afuye, sympathized with the victims, pledging that the government will intervene to palliate their sufferings through relief materials. And in Edo State, Governor Monday Ekpebolo has today sworn in 6 commissioners into the State Executive Council and assigned them portfolios. This is contained in a statement in Benin by the Secretary to the State Government, Umar Ikilo. According to the statement, all commissioners are expected to resume duties in their respective ministries immediately. And Nigeria has confirmed 54 new cases of Lassa fever and 10 deaths in 1 week spanning 30 December 2024 to 5th January 2025. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, made this known in the latest situation report published on its website for week 1 2025. According to the report, 6 Nigerian states have recorded at least 1 confirmed case across 20 local government areas in 2025. The report also shows that Nigeria recorded 10 deaths with a case fatality rate CFR of 18.5%, which is higher than the CFR for the same period in 2024, 11.3%. The Nigerian Union in South Africa has raised concern that over alleged systematic property damage and seizures during a by-law enforcement operation at the Naval House Fatima building in Pretoria Centre. The alarm was raised in a statement signed by the union's National Publicity Secretary, Akindele Olunloyo, today. On January 17, 2025, NUSA's president, Smath Wobi, was notified by several Nigerian business owners operating in the building. The incident reportedly occurred during a joint operation conducted by the Department of Home Affairs, South African Police Service, Metro Police, City of Tshwane authorities, and traffic officers as part of the Proclaim or Reclaim Our City enforcement initiative. Responding, Mobi conveyed key NUSA executives, including Vice President Collins Potori, Legal Advisor Antonia Undubisi, and Welfare Officer Tonia Ozobu to investigate the matter. And taking more foreign stories, the World Health Organization, WHO, has expressed regret over the announcement that the United States intends to withdraw from the organization. The global health body urged the U.S. to reconsider the decision. WHO made this known in a statement on its X account today, emphasizing its crucial role in protecting global health, including that of Americans. The organization highlighted its work in addressing the root causes of diseases, strengthening health systems, and responding to health emergencies, often in challenging environments where others cannot operate. Still on the foreign scene, Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping have praised their deepening cooperation in a video call today, hours after Donald Trump's inauguration as U.S. president. The Republican has promised to take a hard line on Washington's adversaries, threatening heavy tariffs on Beijing and warning Moscow of big trouble if it does not settle the Ukraine conflict. Putin, addressing Xi as his dear friend, said Russia and China are building ties on the basis of friendship, mutual trust, and support despite external pressure. According to China state broadcaster, the Xi said he hoped to work with Putin to take ties with Moscow to new height this year. And on entertainment news this evening, veteran actor Yinka Quadri has advised aspiring actors aiming to thrive in Nollywood to drop their egos and be patient if they hope to succeed in the industry. In a recent interview, Quadri advised aspiring actors to be patient and stay calm. He also commended young actors and filmmakers for their effort in elevating Yoruba culture through their movies. The seasoned actor also urged young talents to remain committed and to portraying African culture in Nollywood productions. And finally on sport this evening, Arsenal have joined Premier League rivals and Paris Saint-Germain in the race to sign Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen, with the Gunners exploring a January move for the Galatasaray loanee. According to transfer expert Pete Rock, Arsenal are exploring a move for the Nigerian international as they look to bolster their attacking options before the close of the transfer window. The 26-year-old striker who joined Galatasaray on loan from Napoli in September 2024 after proposed moves to Chelsea and Saudi Arabia collapsed has been in dazzling form, scoring 14 goals and providing 6 assists in 18 appearances across all competitions in the season. Report says, while Osimhen's release clause drops to €75 million next summer, any January move would cost around 90 million, with Galatasaray entitled to a portion of the transfer fee. And with that sports story, we end this edition of Global Box on News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Before we go, the highlight again. We told you that President Bola Tinubu has approved the establishment and development of Inland Dry Port IDP in Ijebu-Ode and Moniya in Ogun State and Oyo State as part of his efforts to reduce congestion within seaports in Lagos, eliminate chronic delays and boost the nation's economy. We also brought it to you that the federal government has said all visa applications will go online before March 1st. According to the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunjojo, who disclosed this in a recent interview, there is also now a centralized visa approval center that has merged the visa regime to ensure uniformity, enhance national security, and reduce corruption. And finally, we reported that the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has expressed confidence on the functionality and full takeoff of Ekiti Agro-Allied International Cargo Airport at Ado-Ekiti for commercial and non-commercial air services. And that's News Express this evening on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Olojudo's Palace, Ado-Ekiti. On behalf of the production crew, my name is